So she was on her way to her daughter's right now. I said, don't worry about it.
Is that on?
We live in living color. Perfect.
Is that on?
Yeah, it is on.
Oh, it is.
We'll check to make sure we can be heard.
I can't see.
Do you want me to go on? Hold on.
Oh, I see it. I see the color now.
Want me to go on YouTube?
How's your daughter doing?
Oh, fantastic. Yeah.
Good.
She's an easy kid. Like, I'm very lucky. She still sleeps 8-10 hours a night. Perfect.
You're so lucky.
Yeah, very. All right, we're gonna get our meeting started here. It is 6:32 p.m. We do have a quorum with one member with an excused absence. Deb is not with us tonight, but she'll be back at our next meeting. And we'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sorry, swallowed the bug there. All right, any amendments to the agenda?
I don't believe we'll need an executive session.
Nope. I don't believe so either. So we'll just have a motion to remove the executive session.
Yeah.
I just made that motion. Does anyone second?
I'll second.
Any questions or discussions? No, all in favor? All right, passes unanimously. I don't see anyone here for public comment, so we're gonna review our old business, which is just we need to vote to, and this is why the meeting was moved to tonight instead of tomorrow night, is we need to vote to approve the warrant articles that are gonna be on up for voting, and that needs to be done 7 days before the beginning of town meeting. And the beginning of town meeting technically begins the morning of the municipal election date. And so that's why we couldn't do this tomorrow, because we would have been 12 hours late or 10 hours late. So anyone have any questions? These are all things we've approved already. This is just all of it in writing in one spot.
Just a question. I noticed one of the articles sets a date for the school board to start. How about like the select board, the budget committee? Is there?
Which article?
Article, I mean,
Yeah, I can answer that question.
would you?
So Michelle Richardson, the chair of the school board, had requested that, and that is a specific leniency in the statute, because after the election, they still clean up a lot of things from the year
Okay.
with the superintendent. They do a review, and having the new person come in, they wouldn't know. So that gives leniency to have them start June 30th.
I'm fine with that. And then the select board and budget committee start
Right away.
the same.
Yeah,
next day?
the end of the board meeting is the end of the term. Or so the end of the town meeting is the end of the term period. So like, that's would be turnover immediately the next day. So like when I remember when Josh and I were elected, it's like we were elected and we attended the meeting, but we weren't a board member until after the end of the meeting. So
Gotcha.
but that's a good question. Any other questions? I just wanted to say, I know this takes a colossal lift for staff. Because you got to track down all of our musings up here and figure out how to put words to them and then get it all put into place. And we just want to say, I really appreciate town's staff's efforts on this. As usual, it's exceptional. So, seeing no other discussion, to have a motion to approve the warrant articles as submitted.
So moved.
It's moved by Josh. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
By Rebecca. Any questions or discussions? All right, all in favor? Any opposition? Seeing none, it passes unanimously. The only other thing we had for on the agenda for new business is the town meeting setup, and so we have our moderator confirmed.
Yep.
For that. Oh, the town will still have to vote to
Yes.
enroll the moderator, but we have someone showing up with the intent to moderate.
Yes.
And as of right now, the setup is the same as always, with select board in the front, budget committee in the front, and then a podium facing the moderator.
I
And so
would like,
you had meant, I put this on here, Rebecca, because you had reached out and asked if we could discuss the setup a
Yes.
little bit, so.
yes, and I would like to, I did a little research and I would like to change the setup a little bit and
Mhm.
so do it how other towns do it so that we have the select board, we have the podium, kitty corner, so that the whomever is speaking faces the community as well as the select board, because right now the person speaking has their back to the community. I think that it's sort of counterintuitive in that situation. And I also move that we move the select board from the front to,
The select board?
sorry, budget. Sorry, I've been traveling for a long time. I don't know what I'm saying. The budget committee to the front row of the community, where the community sits.
Okay, as opposed to on tables.
Yeah, there's no
Okay.
point for them to be up there because they're not, every time they have something to say, they have to get up. They actually don't speak at the budget
Mhm.
line. So I think that it makes more sense for them to sit with the rest of Durham.
Okay.
They can sit together as a united front if they
Mhm.
want to. They can sit at the front row if they want to. I think that would be great. I just don't think it makes sense for them to have their own table. I think it would be wonderful if you have the moderator on the stage. Sorry, this is my event planner
Yeah.
coming out, but we should have the select board with the table facing everyone, podium, kitty corner, moderator in the center on the stage, and everybody else facing us.
Okay. Any other thoughts?
I mean, is there a problem with the way it's been?
No other town does it. I think that if it doesn't make any sense to have them up there. I think that the flow would make more sense if they were sitting. I think it makes a lot more sense to have whomever is speaking from Durham to speak to the audience as well as to the select board. Because right now it's just, I mean, I don't, have you sat in the audience like recently? It's weird. It's awkward to have the person's back to facing everyone as they're talking because then they turn around, they don't speak into the microphone because they're trying to gesture to people. It doesn't make any sense.
I don't have any problem. I'm 6 of one, half dozen of another on that one. And I have sat in the audience because I often get bored and move out into the audience and walk around some. I guess my only, excuse me, my only concern is, what are we saying anything about the budget committee if we move them?
No, I don't. Oh,
Oh, you go
Sorry.
ahead. Josh.
Sorry, am I wrong in my recollection that we would introduce one article and then they would introduce another or vote? Move. That's how it's been done in the past.
In the past, there was a swapping off of articles. I don't, like the select board would introduce the even odd articles and the budget committee would introduce the even articles. So they would introduce their number. But I thought that last year the select board we introduced all of our numbers.
select board did it all.
Yeah,
That's
and
what
so-
I thought the last couple of years.
Yeah, it
I
might have
couldn't
been,
remember- I
it
don't
might,
remember the
it's
other
been a
one.
few years since so since I have been on the board, I know that the select board has introduced their articles for every article. But oftentimes gave the budget committee chair the first kind of right of response, in terms to make a statement. Prior to that, there was a swapping, but I don't think that's been like that for 5 years or whatever. But my only concern is that my thought was that with my understanding, and I could be wrong here, is that the moderator's manual specifically states that the people should be speaking to the moderator. And then
Right.
it's the moderator who answers it. And so like, I know in the past, they've made it very clear, your job is not to address the community, it's to address the moderator with a question. And if then the moderator finds the person who has the answer, or finds the person who wants to respond.
So
But at the same time, functionally, you're talking to your community members. So I mean, I like the idea of the kitty cornering of the podium. Personally, I don't necessarily want to see the budget committee's position move because it's so late in the process to make a change, and I don't want folks to think it's like an undercutting of the budget committee's role by moving them. And I think that no matter the intent, whether the flow or the layout or anything like that, any movement like that would be taken with a negative connotation for the committee. And so I would be more than happy to have us move the podium or set up differently, but I don't want to, especially without involvement of the budget committee this late in the process, move them to that front row. That's just where I kind of sit on it.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's fine. What about moving the budget committee? It's just, I don't know, the flow is really,
Yeah, because like right now, what happens is like when I first started going, even committee members, both select board and budget committee members, got up and went and spoke at the podium. And in the last couple of years, it's been like if a board member wants to speak, the board member can speak from their seat, a select board member. And then budget committee members seem to have a preference. Like if a budget committee member was against the budget committee's recommendation, oftentimes they would go speak against it from the podium as opposed to from the table. And so there was like a lack of consistency there, but I do think it's appropriate for all select board members to speak from our station at the front rather than the
The
podium.
budget committee, the budget committee has microphones,
Yeah,
so we could just ask them to speak from the microphone.
yeah. I mean, it just depends on, I know that some of them have chosen, like, if they were speaking to say that they were speaking as a citizen, not a committee member, which is a difficult line to draw. But
well, they still get up.
some of them do, but like, for example, the chair last year spoke from spoke from his microphone at the table, not from the podium.
Okay, but
It seems like there's a personal preference there,
Okay.
so I understand the flow being,
You just say like the two groups will
Mhm.
just speak from where they're seated if it's an issue.
But I do think that moving the podium to be kitty corner and face the community
or at least on the side.
yeah, because I do feel like it's strange when people are standing there with their back to everybody. So we could have it so like where we sit on the left-hand side of the stage, if you're looking at it,
Mhm.
the budget committee, maybe the podium can be off to our right. So it looks at the town, looks at the boards, both of the boards, and looks at the
Like that, this one down there.
yeah, something like that, I think would be a better,
Yeah.
so people are at least being able to like see
This
it.
is us.
Yes.
Yeah,
Make the budget committee strain their necks.
well, that's closer than
I
that.
don't wanna
Yeah.
go like this all. the whole
Yeah.
thing.
No, or
I prefer to look to the left and the right because I
or
hide it on
or
the side.
the select board and the budget committee can be at angle, and then the podium is further
Yeah.
over.
I don't, if we're not moving anyone from the front of the table, and as long as, and maybe we want to check with our moderator, if there's any moderator rules that prevent this, as long as this is all right, I think that this can just be whomever, like, if you get there early, Alp and Jessica, or whomever set up the podium.
We will set up the night before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so if you get there and set it up and practice with that, I don't care where the podium sits, I just don't want to mess with the front tables.
That's
for this
fine.
one, Yeah,
Who's the moderator? Is that Bill Schneider?
well, that's who we've asked, yeah.
Yeah. We did have a brief conversation with Greggy from yeah, that was his last name. Who did the school board meeting, so he's always an option for next year. He's great. Greg M.
Yeah, okay.
Bill is free?
Yeah, that's the other
But
thing.
isn't he retiring soon?
No, well, not that I know of. I'll ask him
No,
at
he's-
breakfast on
He is
Thursday,
retired.
but
He is retired.
he's retired, yes, except he does
But he does.
a
this.
couple of commissions for the
Mhm.
state.
Yeah.
He'll do this as long as he's in town.
Yeah, but I think Rebecca starting to look into other people too is good for future, just because not everyone does something until they don't do it anymore.
It's
So
always good to have options.
yeah, because I know that we've
Backups.
used Bill too for like special meetings and stuff like that, and we've been fortunate that he's been available. But cool.
Okay. So Jessica, do you want help the night before?
If you would like to pop in, that would be great. Yeah, just have some second set of eyes on everything.
Okay.
Can I just bring something up?
Sure.
The scholarship recipient will not be able to be there that
Mhm.
day.
Oh,
That's
for the
traditionally when we
graduation.
present the award to them formally. Would you like me to see if they could make it to a future select board meeting?
Yeah, that would be fantastic. But we can still note at the meeting that
Yeah.
Yeah.
verbally recognize them.
And if you do ever go to another moderator that does charge, we would have to
Put it in the budget.
include that in the
Yep,
budget, because
of
that is
course.
currently not.
Yeah. Yep. Cool. Alrighty, no other new business, manager report.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. First thing, so you all got that email, I think John shared it, Josh was asking about the dispatch services coming up, next budget. That is a 42% increase, it will go from 24,913 to 35,471. That's just one item in that dispatch line.
Mhm.
So don't look for that dispatch line to be 35. It'll be more than that because there's other dispatch services, and
When does that take effect?
that'll have to be paid September of 27. So it's in next year's budget.
So not the budget we are approving,
No,
okay.
not this budget. We'll have to plan for it next year. So
That's
just to
good.
kind of give you that, although I did get an email from, Police Chief McGee. I guess there's a kind of a push not to go with that. So there's Lisbon dispatch too. We might be able to, so I'm gonna be working with him throughout the next few months.
Yeah, I saw in
to
the
figure
article
that out.
that some municipalities have their own
So,
dispatch thing.
yeah, this is just more information as a
Yeah.
report for you. So if you haven't noticed, the baseball batting cage is up. So we've got the bill, the total bill was 18,400 and we paid the 8,000 that you all agreed
Mhm.
to.
And I saw they got some donations as well. So
Yeah, maybe.
I think it's just a good example of us being able to help leverage some outside donations to help cover something that can be used by the community and solve a problem.
The next thing, so a while ago, we were gonna switch our financial systems to this town cloud.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna back out of that and just stick with Trio.
Okay.
We've been using Trio all along anyway, so it's just as easy just to stay with that. And
What's the fiscal note on that?
well, we paid Town Cloud a couple of years ago some money to develop these modules, and they're having a really hard time getting the BMV to sign off.
Okay.
So we have enough money in the budget to pay for Trio, because that's what we fund. So I just told Town Cloud, when you get your program together and it's operational and all that, we'll go with that, because I
But
got.
we don't need to increase any
No,
funding this year.
no, not
Okay.
at all. It's just, we're just gonna switch and keep Trio. The staff is used to Trio.
Mhm.
Although we may upgrade to Trio Web. So right now that you're on SQL, which stands for sequencing query language, which is like a DOS program.
Mhm.
A Trio Web is like a regular web page. It's more
Mhm.
up to date, and it costs like 4,300 or something like that to switch over to that. And we have that in the budget as well, so we planned on that.
Mhm.
So there's really no other fiscal impact to the budget. We're all set.
Mhm.
Just keeping you informed that we're just gonna go back to that. Down there on the corner of Newellbrook, Plummer Mill and Swamp Road, as you're coming down the hill or coming up the hill, a solar panel on the right that takes care of those warning lights. They got taken out over the weekend.
Someone plowed
Why?
through it. So,
I
no,
don't
no, someone
know.
like it looks like
Someone
got in
someone
an
hit it.
accident and left.
So there's no police report, no one showed up. It's just is laying on the ground. So Calvin will look into getting that back up
Yeah.
as soon as we can, because we have to maintain that. That was part of that deal.
Hmm.
So if people call,
Yeah, I was
ask
gonna
about
bring
it,
it up
just-
in my.
Drove right by it. I didn't even
Yeah.
notice.
yeah,
It's working. It's working.
is it really? The lights are working?
The lights were flashing this morning.
Maybe the solar panel is still hooked up and it's facing up.
It looks like the pole broke and is laying on the ground.
Yeah.
At minimum, someone it must have laid in a way that it still faces up, or there's enough battery power left. So,
Yeah. So.
but we
just-
should still stand it back on.
Yeah.
The other news that's not so great news is that you all got the fire chief's resignation letter, so that position is vacant. We'll look to fill it ASAP. The job description's out there. That's a pretty important, critical role to the town, so we're gonna take our time and fill that when we can.
Is he going to be coming in as a
to help
Yeah,
until.
so in the meantime, I'm gonna enter into a temporary hire for him to get us through the transition. So once we get transition, it'll be less than 10 hours a week, if that.
And that'll be
And he'll
like
answer.
admin, not like
Yeah, admin, he
responding
won't
to.
respond to anything. It'll be answering time sensitive emails, helping with payroll, that sort of thing.
Mhm.
So it's unfortunate. That's a tough one to lose.
It's a big loss for this
Yeah.
town.
So
Who covers in the interim?
there is no cover in the interim because all the people that would be qualified already have day jobs. This is a volunteer fire
Yeah.
department, so
Okay,
we don't have anybody.
So-
But I mean, so there has to be somebody in charge. I mean, maybe they're not
So
working.
if there is an incident, there will be in a dispatch, if we get dispatched, there's a mechanism, so there's people who are trained to become the incident commander, at the incident, but in terms of like,
An interim chief.
interim
have
chief,
one.
it's not,
But somebody's
yeah,
covered, or there's decisions that have to be made,
yeah,
covered of, the people
On site.
shortage.
On site, whoever that will be, I don't.
yeah, and
Whoever
so,
shows up first, I'm not sure how that works.
yeah, usually there's like operation command, incident command, communication, they have a chain of command, and there's a couple of, people who have overlap training and who could provide that. And I had asked Chief about this, and I think he had just mentioned that he has reached out to the surrounding communities just to say, as you all know, we have mutual aid agreements with you. I'm leaving as of this day. Please keep your ears on and be prompt to assist the department should something, a structure or fire or something like that comes in. Because some of those big things are mutual. There's multiple departments anyways that show up. So there's extra hands. But in the moment, the incident command will be taken over by whomever the most senior officer who responds is. So whether it's some of the captains or stuff like that. So
The full-time EMS administrator/administrator is still here, so.
yeah,
you know,
Monday
if
through
there's
Friday to
calls,
deal with
they can
EMS
go.
calls.
But
Yeah.
as far as budgetary and expenditures and approving those, chief will still have to help.
Mhm.
I mean, it's really to help me, cause I would be I don't run fire departments. I rely on my
Yeah.
chief and department heads to do that, so. Yeah, it's unfortunate. But anyway, we'll get through it.
It's a big loss for the
It's
town.
huge,
Huge loss.
huge. So are you, and I'm not sure if you were on this email, but there's this Spirit of America award that gets put out to volunteers, mostly in your town.
I think we all got it. I mean, I got it.
Did you get it?
Yeah, I got it.
It's been sent
So,
several
I mean,
times.
it's really up to the select board to kind of nominate somebody. I think I would recommend Peter Lowe. He's in our annual report this year. I think there's two, right, Jess?
Yeah.
But that's up to the select board. We need to know by June 30th. I don't know if you want to put that.
Could we have
out
a
to the
meeting?
vote.
We have a meeting June 23rd.
Yes.
Put on that.
So we have to get back to them and let them know. So like, whoever you choose,
Yeah, I'm just looking at that here.
can get credit for, or just recognized like this for that.
Mhm.
I think that would be good. And so another couple things. So July 14th to July 16th, I will be out on vacation. Okay, so July 14th is a select board meeting, and it's the first one after town meeting.
No, we have a June 23rd meeting.
Yeah, but, well, right, it is. That's right. So, but I won't be at the July 14th one.
Yeah. That's the
Sorry,
second
you're
meeting,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be the second meeting, so. Okay, other than that, so the June 23rd meeting is really starting to pile up. I don't know what you wanna do, but there's a must that we have to. So obviously you have to vote for chair and vice chair at that meeting. We've gotta hear the audit service presentation. We put that off twice.
Yeah.
All right, so there's proposals, you'll get them, I will review them. Mark will be at that meeting to answer questions, cause he's been on that side of the
So-
audit, so.
Real quick, before you go too far down this thing, I just want to get people's opinion. So I think what would be most appropriate is that meeting, if you open the meeting and even before public comment or before anything, you moderate the nomination of a chair and vice chair. I think that's how we've done it in the past.
Yep, yeah, I can open
Because
up the
there,
meeting.
as of the end of the town meeting, there won't be a chair or vice chair.
Right, So I can open the meeting with the declaring there's a quorum and a pledge of allegiance and then just get
mhm.
right to the nomination process.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can do that for you. So.
Yeah, I figured
Wait, what are your dates that you're out?
July 14th through the 16th, so I'll be in on that Monday, but Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'll go.
All right,
Go to my date.
sorry.
Okay, so you have to pick an audit service, hopefully on that day. You also gotta sign the employee handbook on that day, so. If you need another copy of it to review, but it will be as part of the agenda, so it'll be attached. You have that, and you also promised the ag committee to come in. I don't know, I can't recall exactly what that's about, a poll by.
They wanted to present on the recommendation to remove fees on greenhouses, building fees.
So you got at least those three items other than choosing. And then you gotta think about, we have to talk about an economic development committee for that grant that we got through GPCOG. So that has to be
Yeah,
sort of formalized at some point too. Maybe not on the 23rd, but the sooner the better.
I think at least open it up
GPCOG
for people who want to participate. Say,
GPCOG's ready to go. And we have recommendations on, George and I have recommendation on who we think should be on that committee, but that's not our decisions. They're just recommendations.
Do you want George to email the recommendations or come in and say them?
We can
Or talk
email
to
them,
you.
we can email them, we can kind of give you a kind of a memo to read, if you'd like.
Yeah.
And that's about it in the report for today.
So those are all, excuse me, July 23rd stuff.
Those are all June 23rd.
June 23rd, yeah.
Yeah,
So that first meeting after will be a big meeting.
right, it's pretty big and then.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Works for
along
me.
the way, you'll have to, maybe not that meeting, but then you'll have to have goal settings and that sort of thing. And then maybe get Kristen in to do some training. I think that's probably pretty important too, so. To start off the new year. I always think of that as like a new year for the community.
Cool.
So that's all I got, so thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Jerry. Real quick for board member reports, I was gonna bring up how we run the next meeting. Does everyone think that it sounds good to have Jerry open it, get the chair and vice chair elected, and then transfer over? Okay, cool. Also, just as a note, attended the GPCOG annual summit on Thursday last week. It de facto the chair and vice chair are the delegates, and that went really well. They approved a very small nominal increase in dues. Dues is based off of per person in your community, and it was just a couple cent change. So nothing that isn't to be expected. A couple great presentations, and then I've been on a working group that's dealing with trying to figure out ways to find property tax relief. So presented to the committee, something we've been working on. And the next step on that is hopefully in the next legislative session, finding a sponsor to take it up and try to find some ways to help give municipalities a little bit of relief on their property taxes. That's all I have to say. Also, sorry, GPCOG next year is this upcoming year is now offering a goal setting workshop as one of their services that they can have, where they come in and they facilitate with the board members setting strategic goals and priorities and stuff like that. And so we've had kind of a homebrewed goal setting process here for a couple years now, but that could be something that gets talked about in the future.
I think that would be great.
Yeah, and it's nice because they facilitate it. It sounded like the version that they do is like a half day like retreat with the board and whatever, but I didn't get any other details other than the fact that they offer it, so it's something we could talk about. And then just seeing as this is the last meeting before the town meeting, I just gotta say, I really appreciated everyone's hard work this year. Appreciated the trust you have all put in me as chair, and being able to sit in this seat, and so, a lot of responsibility, and I appreciate everyone who stepped up this year and worked really hard on all this stuff, and especially John coming in late in the process as the last 6 months or so. Been really happy to have the full slate of people up here, and everyone's really good insight and hard work. So,
thank you for the hard work.
anyways, that's all I have. Sorry, I lied. Again, it's a stressful time because we're going into town meeting. There's a lot of communication happening right now that isn't entirely factual about the select board's goals, objectives, things that we voted on, haven't voted on, things of that nature. And so I encourage folks to just stay above the fray, know that you're putting in good time, good work, and understand that a lot of times the criticism is of the positions, not the people. So try not to take things personally when you hear from the bully pulpit. So and keep up the good work. That's all I got. Josh, you got anything?
I did, but then that last, no, wait, I'm not done. I forgot it. Well,
Gotcha. We can come back
Oh.
if you need a water. We'll go to Rebecca and come back to Josh after he's done coughing. Yeah.
I'm good.
I wanted to
Yeah, Josh.
say thank you to Joe. I don't mean
There's
to be
water in the fridge.
I know, I don't mean to be laughing at you. I'm sorry. I just want to say thank you, Joe, for being this is my first year on the select board, and you've been a great leader,
Thank you.
and I very much look forward to next term. And I appreciate everybody on this board and all the hard work. And I also want to thank you, Joe, for being the face of the board on social media, because I don't think I would be very good at it. We've had this conversation, and I think you handle things with grace to a degree. But thank you for handling that, because somebody has to, and somebody has to make sure that the truth is actually out there for a lot of incorrect information. And so I, for one, appreciate that.
Thank you.
I was gonna say something very similar.
I made a show so I could go.
I can grab you a water if you need.
No, it's good. But yeah, what she said.
He's choked up with emotion.
Yeah. Is that your report? Because we can go to John and let you catch your We can go to John and let you catch your breath there.
I'm good.
No,
All right, John, you have anything?
No.
Oh, awesome. Cool. All right, Josh, final
No, I'm
chance to
good.
cough some more. All right. All right.
Take you on the back.
Upcoming meetings, and so planning board meeting June 3rd at the fire station at 6:30. Solid waste committee meeting June 8th at Eureka Center. Municipal elections and primary elections are June 9th at the Durham Anvets Post, open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. But early voting is open at the town office right now.
Yeah.
And
Ends
so
Thursday.
and what's that?
Early voting ends
Sorry,
Thursday.
ends this Thursday.
In
Yep.
person.
In person, yep. Ag Committee meeting June 10th at the Eureka Center. Town annual meeting is Saturday, June 13th at the Durham Community School. The major downfall of us switching it is Girl Scout cookies will not be sold at the town meeting this year.
Wait.
And
Why?
because that's usually since the meeting's a month later, Girl Scout cookies sale season is over.
The ladies auxiliary will be there though with some food offerings.
Yeah.
Fire department.
And before we adjourn, I do just want to publicly, I don't, I know we've said this several times, but publicly thank Chief Tripp for his service to this community over the last 5 years. Wish him best luck in his next endeavor. Appreciate him staying on to help with the town meeting and to staying on to help with admin. As someone who's on the fire department, the cultural change under Chief Tripp was an amazing thing to watch, and he truly was an exemplary leader, and everyone there looks up to him a lot. And he's really did a fantastic job of combining a high level of technical and institutional knowledge and amazing emotional intelligence to help the fire department deal with a lot of the really difficult stuff they've dealt with. And just from a facts and figures standpoint, the amount of grant money he brought into this community for our community, amount of savings he found, is huge, and the reputation of our fire department amongst the surrounding communities, even amongst the professional full-time communities, is astounding at this point. And so much of the support we get on mutual aids is because of the great work he's done. So he had made it very clear he didn't want any final homage or anything like that paid to him, but I just want to say I really appreciate everything he's done. All right, motion to adjourn.
Moved.
John, second from Josh. Did you want to cough or just? Yeah. All right. All right. Any questions or discussion? All right. Seeing none, all in favor? Any opposition? I will see you all at the town meeting.
Look, it's gonna start again.
Well,
I'll
we
hit you
don't-
on the back.
I don't think we saw.